and let's start our session again. As we said before the session ended, we said, of course, there is ecosystem. What is the ecosystem, my dears? Ecosystem is any place around you, and it contains living organisms and non-living things. Someone will ask me, what are the living organisms? What are the living organisms? Huh? Who can tell me what are the living organisms, my dears? What is the living organism? Huh? It's something alive or something not alive. What do you think? Tulay. Yes, yeah, Tulay.
It's something alive like plants, plants and animals and humans.
Excellent. Great job, Yatule. You are right. Plants, animals, or humans. All of them considered as, of course, living organisms. But what about the non-living? Non-living like what? Not Tule, someone else. Non-living, something non-living. Can we say that the sand or the sun are living organisms or non-living things? Huh? What do you think? Yalla. Let's go to Maya. Yalla, ya Maya. They are living or non-living?
Living.
The sand and the sun. The sun is living. It can breathe. It can move. It can eat. Hi, Maya.
No, it's not.
Non-living. Non-living. Excellent. Okay. So living organisms and non-living things. Of course, living like people or animals or plants. But non-living, these are like sand, the sun, maybe the home that you are sitting in, and so on. So ecosystem is what? Ecosystem, it consists of living organisms and non-living. It consists of what, Urinate? Huh? Consists of what? Open your mic again. Huh?
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem consists of what? Two things, what they are. Living organisms.
Organisms or non-living organisms?
Excellent. Living organisms and non-living things. Bravo. Okay, Rened. So that's the ecosystem. Like what, you teacher? We have a lot of examples. So let's see together what are the examples of ecosystems. Of course, number one here, it's rainforest. What is the rainforest? Rainforest, this is a place, and this place contains living organisms and non-living things. Like what, you teacher? Here you have tiger, you have maybe like lions, maybe butterflies, insects, and so on, and also birds. These are living organisms. Plants around them, also living organisms. But what about water, sun, the soil, the water? These are living organisms, ya Jana? Huh? Water, sun, sand, soil. Huh? No, they are non-living. And that's why we called it this place, because it contains inside it living organisms and non-living. We called it as rainforest. We called it what, my dears? Rainforest. And this is ecosystem. Thanks a lot, Yajana and Rened. Okay, let's go to Yusuf. Yalla, Yusuf, can you tell me desert is ecosystem or not? Desert. Is it ecosystem or not?
Non-living.
It contains non-living. Okay, there is living organisms also in the desert or not? Living organisms.
Non-living.
Living first. Living. There is living organisms here or not, Yusuf? Can you see living organisms here in the desert? What about camel? Camel is living or non-living?
Living.
Okay. What about these animals? The fox and also
Living.
the living. Excellent. So there is living here. And what about the sun and the sand? Sun and the sand. Living or non-living?
Non-living.
Non-living. So in desert you have living and non-living. So it's ecosystem or not?
Non-living.
Yes, it's ecosystem or not?
Ecosystem?
Yes, of course, ecosystem. Excellent, Yusuf. Thanks a lot, my dear. Ecosystem because it contains living organisms and non-living things. Bravo, Yusuf. Okay, let's go to the next. Now we know that the ecosystem contains inside it living organisms and non-living. Let's go to the energy. The energy starts to move from where to where? Like now the sun gives the plants energy, and then this energy will go to the animals. Each animal eats the next, or each of the weakest animals until they reach to the top of the chain. Like this bird here will start to eat this frog. The frog eats the ant. The ant eats the plants, and the plants get the energy from the sun. So the energy comes from one living organism to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, until it returns back to the soil. So let me remind you, energy transfer from living or between living organisms, from one living organism to the other. And also it transferred to the soil. How it will go back to the soil? That's by some living organisms that like bacteria or worms or anything like this. It will go down to the soil again, okay? So the energy stays in its place, or it will move from one living organism to another. What do you think here, Judy? Judy? The energy transfer from where to where? From one living to
Another one.
another one. Yes. So it moves from one living organism to another until it reaches to the end of the system or reaches to the soil. But now let me remind you the food chain. This is a food chain. What is the meaning of food chain? I mean the path of the living organisms, or the food and energy start to move from one living organism to another. Like here you started from the plants. The plants give the energy to the rat or the mouse. And then the mouse takes the energy to the snake. The snake takes the energy to the next one, it's owl, and so on. So these are living organisms and they depend on each other. This is food chain, okay? But don't forget that all food chains start with what? What is the source of the energy? Of course, it's the sun that can give the energy for the plant, and then the plant will take the energy for the rest of the living organisms. Here we will ask you a small question. Can you remember the types of living organisms? What they are? What they are? Their names. Who can remember their names? The living organisms. If you know, you can raise your hands. Only Jana can remember, and Judy, and Tulay. Where are the rest? Can you remember? Okay, Lulu. Yalla ya Lulu. And Abdullah also. Let me start with Lulu, and then I'll take Abdullah. Yes, ya Lulu. What's your name?
My name is Lamar.
Lamar. Okay, Lamar. Let's go, Lamar. Can you remember the types of living organisms?
Animals, plants,
If you are talking about them, like animals, plants, and humans, these are living organisms, and you are right, Lamar. But can you remember their names according to their foods? Okay, thanks a lot, ya Lamar. Thanks a lot. That's enough for you. Let's continue with someone else. Yalla ya Omar. I said Abdullah after Lamar first. Where is Abdullah? Abdullah, like,
أنا مش عمر، بس أنا كنت داخل بحساب أخوي.
Okay, ya Omar. Yalla ya Omar. Remind me, what are the types of living organisms according to their food?
The types of living organism food.
What are their names? Can you remember? Okay, ya Omar. No problem. What? Okay, we can go to another one. No problem. Omar, sorry, Judy. Yalla, Judy.
Primary and secondary
and tertiary.
Yeah.
Tertiary what? Or primary what? Or secondary what? You are so close. You are so close, ya Judy, but mashallah, yani, remember something. Thanks a lot. Great. Okay, let's go to Jana. Yalla, Jana, continue. Judy helped us by mentioning primary, secondary, and tertiary. Hi, ya Jana. Can you remember the rest? Okay, I'll say them because like. Excellent, excellent.
Primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary
Excellent. Great job يا جنى. Great job يا جنى.
decomposers.
الله عليكي. Excellent يا جنى. Bravo. Of course, producers, and then of course the consumers, and the third one like decomposers. Excellent يا جنى. Bravo. Okay, so producers, consumers, and decomposers. What are the differences between them? We will talk about them quickly now. Huh? Yes, okay. So here we have producers, like Jana said for us, and consumers. These are the living organisms that feed on the other animals, and decomposers that feed on the dead bodies. Let me remind you by them. Producers, these are the green plants, living organisms, and they start to feed on just to make their own food by the sunlight. So producers like plants make their own food by sunlight. But what about consumers? Consumers like what? Consumers start to feed on the other living organisms. Like what? Like cows, sheep, chicken, human, lions, and so on. These are the living organisms that start to feed on each other. Okay? But what about the consumers? We have three types. Primary consumers. These are that like start to eat the plants, like insects and rabbits. And the secondary consumers start to feed on the primary consumers. They eat the primary consumers like frogs or birds. And the tertiary consumers, these are the living organisms that feed on like secondary consumers. So here, each living organism starts to eat the lower one. The primary consumer eats the plant. The secondary consumers eat the primary consumer. Tertiary consumers feed on secondary consumers. Okay? So can I ask you some questions here? Yalla ya Tulay, please help me. What about secondary consumers? They feed on what? Secondary.
Feed on primary consumers as frogs and birds.
Excellent, great job. They feed on the primary consumers as here we have frogs and birds. Great. Okay, let's go to another one. Yalla ya Mayam. What about the primary consumers? They eat what? The primary consumers eat what?
As eat insect and rabbit.
They are like insects and rabbits, but they eat what? They eat what? They feed on what? I think you muted yourself. Hi, Maya. They eat what?
Eating plants.
Eat plants. Great job. Thanks a lot, Maya. Okay. Like what, your teacher? I'll show you now. These are decomposers. Decomposers start to feed on the dead bodies and also food remains. They just like collect all the dead bodies and start to eat them to return back the energy into the soil. Like what? Like bacteria, fungi, and some worms. All of them from the decomposers because they feed on the other feed on the dead bodies. So that's the food chain and how we can classify the living organisms into three classes. Here, the sun take or give the energy to the plants, that's a producer, and then to the grasshopper, and then to the rat, then to the snake, and then to the owl, and then it will return back to the soil by decomposers. So again, can someone from you, like Nadine, are you here, Nadine? Nadine, can you hear me? Yes, Nadine. Can you help me to describe again? The food chain starts with what? Any food chain starts with what?
Food chain?
Yeah, food chain starts from what? What number one in the food chain?
Bacteria with fungi and
No, this is the last one. The last one, bacteria, fungi, and some worms. But the first thing in the food chain, from where you will get the energy? From where?
From sun.
From the sun, yes, right. And the sun gives the energy to who or to which living organism?
Plants.
Plants, right? Excellent. That's a producer. Thanks a lot, yeah. Nadine. Let's continue one else. يلا يا عمر. After that يا عمر, the plants eaten by what? Is eaten by what?
Eaten by primary consumers.
Excellent, great job. And then primary consumer is eaten by?
Secondary consumers.
Excellent يا عمر. Thanks a lot, my dear. يلا يلا more. Next. Secondary consumer, it is eaten by? The next one.
Tertiary consumers.
Consume. Excellent, Yelamar. And finally, which living organism will return back the energy or the nutrients to the soil?
Decomposers.
Decomposers. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Yelamar. Great job. So now we will play a small game, and this game to show you the living organisms as we said from a while. But now let's see. These are 4 pictures. These 4 pictures considered what, my dears? Who can tell me? These 4 pictures considered what? Who can tell me? We have dogs and cats. We have this wolf, rat, snake. These are which type? Yalla ya Jana, which type of living organisms?
Consumers.
Excellent. Great job. Big clap for you. Okay. Thanks a lot, my dear. Who will be the next? Who's R? Letter R. Who are you? Can you tell me? What's your name?
Anna.
Yes.
Rined.
Rined. But your name removed. It becomes R. Okay, no problem. Yalla ya Rined. Can you tell me the next 4? What they are? These places, what they are called?
Called?
Yeah.
Picture 2.
No. We mentioned that the places where there are living organisms and non-living things, we called them what? At the beginning of the session. We called them what? We said they are called?
Called?
Called what? What's their names?
Their name? Number 1. Rainforest.
Okay, rainforest. You are right. And number 2? What is this?
Number 2. هي دي صحراء.
Not like desert. It's like polar peer or like polar places. Sorry, polar. Okay. And the next one that you are talking about, desert. Okay. What else? The last one. What is this? Sea or
The
ocean? Right. Okay. So all of these 4 considered what? Yeah, Tulay. Thanks a lot, my dear. Thanks a lot, yeah, Rened. Tulay. What we called them?
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Perfect. Great job. These 4 things. Okay. These 4 pictures, of course, they are considered as ecosystem. Yes, Yatulin.
Teacher, can you open the chat? I want to tell you something. I want to ask you a question.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. Let me say it. It's with you now, Yatulin. Okay. And let's continue, my dears. This picture. What about this picture, my dears? What about this picture? You have a lot of pictures, but all of them considered what? Who can help me to describe this? We have bacteria, fungi, and also we have some, there is no worms here, but they are what? Okay, yeah, Lamar. Yes, yeah, Lamar. These are what? Do you think they are, excellent, Yajana, great job. They are producers or consumers or decomposers? What do you think?
Decomposers.
Excellent,
They
great
are
job.
decomposers.
Excellent, my dear. Bravo. These are decomposers. Okay, thanks a lot. And the last one, this is so easy. We have a lot of types of plants. Like here we have wheat, we have flowers, we have green leaves, and also grapes. These are what? They are considered as producers or consumers or decomposers. What do you think? Yeah. Who didn't answer? I think all of you answered. So let me go back for Yusuf. Can you remember, Yusuf, what they are?
مسكون
Do you
composer.
think producers or decomposers or consumers?
هكون composer.
No, yeah, Yusuf. They can make their own food. So because they can make their own food, we can consider them as, huh? Huh?
Producers.
Yes, excellent. Great job. Producers. Bravo. Thanks a lot, my dear. Great job. These are the main points that we want to talk about now. Now I'll give you example of a food chain, and then you will try to make a food chain with me. Here we have the sun. The sun make the energy for the producer. And then, as we said from a while, producer will make the energy for the first consumer. Then the first consumer will give the energy to the secondary. And finally, it will go to the tertiary consumer. But don't forget that the decomposers will eat all of these dead bodies to return back the energy and the nutrients for the soil. Okay? That's about the point of food chain. Don't forget that we studied also food web, but food web is more complex. We can see a lot of chains inside it, like this. We have lion, jackal, the cat, owl, snake, mouse, and so on. So we have many living organisms, and they are branched from each other. That's why we called it food web. Okay? I have two photos now for you. Who can tell me which one is food chain and which one is food web? Food chain and food web. Food chain and food web. Who will answer this one? Okay, I can see who raised their hands, but let me take, okay, we can take Omar. Yalla ya Omar. Which one is food chain and which one is food web, my dear? The first one here, this one.
Is food chain.
Excellent, because it's one line from the grass to the primary to the secondary to the tertiary consumer. This is called food chain. Excellent, ya Omar. What about the second photo?
Food web.
Food web, perfect, because it contains a lot of living organisms and all of them feed on each other. Bravo, ya Omar. Thanks a lot, my dear. So that's the idea of our lesson today. Now we will go to make a food chain with these living organisms here. We stopped on Omar, so let's go to another one. Who can try with me? What is the food chain that you can try to do from these living organisms? We can go to Maya. Yalla ya Maya. Any food chain will start with what? Do you think it will start with carrot or rat or rabbit or fox or corn or owl? Hi, Maya. What is the first thing in the food chain? What you can put in the first
Food
position?
chain, rabbits.
The first thing, rabbits? No. The first thing it must be producer. Something you can make it. Carrot, excellent, great job. Let's put carrot here, bravo. This is the first thing in the first position. And then the carrot is eaten by what? Eaten by what?
Rabbit.
Rabbits, excellent, great job. And rabbit is eaten by?
Fox.
Fox, excellent, great job.
Fox.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, Maya, you are right. So we make a food chain by this carrot, then rabbit, then the fox. Someone else. Yalla ya. Let's go to Nadine. Yalla ya Nadine. Can you try to make another food chain by these three animals? Nadine? Hello? Nadine, can you hear me? Excellent, ya Jana, mashallah, your answers on the chat, so perfect. Nadine not here, okay. So let's go to another one until Nadine returns back with us. Bravo, ya Jana, bravo, great job. Yalla ya Judy. Okay, Judy, can you try to make another food chain?
Oh, yeah. Corn.
Okay. Carrot first, yeah? Carrot. Sorry, not carrot, corn. Yes, excellent, great job. You said corn, I'm sorry. Number two. And then the mouse, bravo. Okay. And then, of course, the owl, it will be the secondary consumer here. Bravo, my dear. Great job. Okay. So thanks a lot, you, Judy, and thanks a lot, my dears. That's all for our session today. We have another game, but I think we don't have enough time to play this game now due to the internet connection or the thing that happened in the middle of the session. But inshallah, next time we will continue together, okay? Okay, my dears? So do you have any questions or any comments? Any questions or any comments? Huh? Anyone from you? Okay. Okay, my dear. So today you can write what you want to say in the chat quickly. Okay, my dear. See you next time, بإذن. Don't forget to answer the homework that I'll send you the link for you. Okay? Yeah, let's see you next time. And goodbye, my dears. Bye-bye.